So now we're in the book of Malachi. The burden of the word of the Lord to Israel by Malachi. Israel, beloved of God, I have loved you, says the Most High. Yet you say, in what way have you loved us? Was not Esau Jacob's brother, says the Most High, or Yahweh? Yet Jacob I have loved, but Esau I have hated, and laid waste his mountains, meaning what? Mount Seir, right? And eventually the Russian steppes or the Caucasus Mountains, and his heritage for the jackals of the wilderness. Even though Edom has said, we have been impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Now, I highlighted this because this is what the Most High says. Thus says the Lord, or thus says Yahweh of hosts. They may build, but I will throw down. They shall be called the territory of wickedness, and the people against whom the Most High will have indignation forever. So the Most High is stating this, okay? He will have indignation forever. Your eyes shall see, and you shall say, the Lord is magnified beyond the border of Israel. The book of Obadiah, the coming judgment of Edom, meaning what? The Caucasians. The vision of Obadiah. And of course, key word, thus says the Lord. Okay. So this is prophesied. Thus says the Lord God, or Yahweh, concerning Edom, meaning what? The Caucasians. We have heard a report from the Lord Yahweh, and a messenger has been sent among the nations, saying, arise and let us rise up against her for battle. Interesting enough, the planetary defense, right? Behold, I will make you small among the nations. You shall be greatly despised. I mean, we know who's greatly despised right now. Okay. We already know. The pride of your heart has deceived you, right? Let's make America great again, right? You who dwell in the cliffs of the rock. Okay. What did it say? You who dwell in the cliffs of the rock. Okay. Let's see. Trying to find that picture. Okay, the cliffs of the rocks, whose habitation is high. You who say in your heart, who will bring me down to the ground? Though you exalt yourself as high as the eagle, okay, and though you set your nest among the stars, from there I will bring you down, says the Most High Yahweh. If thieves had come to you, if robbers by night, oh, how you will be cut off. Would they not have stolen till they had enough? If grape gatherers had come to you, would they not have left some gleanings? Oh, how Esau shall be searched out, how his hidden treasures shall be sought after.
I see. You can leave. You can go. You're free. Just tell me, are there more of those
Okay. His hidden treasures shall be sought after. Like in the movie Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, when they was trying to get into the military base with all their weapons. Okay. They were hidden in the mountains or the cliffs, right? All the men in your confederacy shall force you to the border. Okay. The man at peace with you shall deceive you and prevail against you. Those who eat your bread shall lay a trap for you. Okay. And let me see. Trap number 1. So meaning what? Or wound or plot. Okay. No one is aware of it. Meaning what? Or there is no understanding in him. They don't get it. You can have camps or people on every corner in every city and they still won't get it, right? Will I not in that day, says the Lord Yahweh, even destroy the wise men from Edom? Doesn't seem like they have any wise men these days, the way this country or corporation is being run, right? And understanding from the mountains of Esau. Then your mighty men, O T-men, shall be dismayed, to the end that everyone from the mountains of Esau may be cut off by slaughter. Okay. Now this is verbatim from the book. You never hear pastors from Christianity talk about this. They're scared. This is why they literally have to cherry pick this book, because they can't answer certain questions, or they just go off on a tangent on something else. Okay. This is a future prophecy. Some say we're in it right now to a certain extent. Edom mistreated his brother. For your violence against your brother Jacob, shame shall cover you. Okay. And this is a book. This is their shame. Postcards, pictures, right? Right? Shame shall cover you, and you shall be cut off forever. In the day that you stood on the other side, in the day that strangers carried captive his forces, when foreigners entered his gates. Okay. And cast lots for Jerusalem, even you were as one of them. But you should have not gazed on the day of your brother, in the day of his captivity, nor should you have rejoiced over the children of Judah in the day of their destruction, nor should you have spoken proudly in the day of distress. You should not have entered the gate of my people in the day of their calamity. Indeed, you should not have gazed on their affliction, meaning what? Gloated over. Okay. In the day of their calamity, nor laid hands on their substance. In the day of their calamity, you should not have stood at the crossroads to cut off those among them who escaped, nor should you have delivered up those among them who remained in the day of distress. Verse 5, for the day of the Lord, or Yahweh, upon all the nations is near. As you have done, it shall be done to you. Your reprisal shall return upon your own head. Okay. shall return upon your own head. And right here it says reward. Your reward shall return upon your own head. For as you drank on my holy mountain, so shall all the nations drink continually. But right here, let's read that again. For the day of the Lord is upon all the nations is near. As you have done, it shall be done to you. Okay, so it's these people. Okay, I don't know why some people can't see this. Okay, they even tell you in the beginning of the book. And the Lord said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb, and 2 manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels, and the one people shall be stronger than the other. Genesis 25 and 23. I've read this before plenty of times, but keyword, what? The hairy wild man. Okay. The hairy wild man. Okay, you see that side by side. It's not a myth. Okay, so then when we go to the KJV, okay, the 2 nations, right? Verse 24. So when her days were fulfilled for her to give birth, indeed there were twins in her womb. The first came out red. Okay, you know, some people get conflicted about this word, but there's a reason why they use the word red, different definitions or variations of that color. So they came out red, right? He was like a hairy garment all over, meaning what? Her suit. So they called his name Esau, meaning what? Esau means hairy. Afterward, his brother came out, and his hand took hold of Esau's heel. So his name was called Jacob. Isaac was 60 years old when she bore him. Okay. So we know who the Edomite is. Okay. So when we go to the book of Psalms, it says Esau's power is of Satan, right? Set a wicked man over him, and let an accuser stand at his right hand. And that means in Hebrew, Satan. Okay? This is how the Caucasians get their power. Okay? Verse 13. Let his posterity be cut off, and in the generation following, let their name be blotted out. Okay? Descendants be destroyed. Okay? Let the iniquity of his fathers be remembered before the Lord. Okay? Now in the book of Isaiah, chapter 66, true worship and false. Hear a lot of these Caucasians talking about, oh, I communicated with 3i Atlas and all this other stuff. Do we honestly think these people communicated with, you know, what's that, you know, whatever's up there, you know? The Most High chooses their delusion, right?
Oh God, my heart is still racing and I'm still extremely emotional. Oh wow, so all this talk about the 3i Atlas. Oh shit, I'm still emotional. I've been watching people talk about this comet, 3i Atlas, and I'm a psychic, and I thought, you know what? I'm gonna portal myself. Okay, I'm back. I decided to, if you will, teleport or just astral project, theta project, if you will. I take myself into a theta brainwave and then I head up and I just commanded that I wanted to go to the spaceship. That's what it is, it's a spaceship. And immediately I felt it's veiled. so you can't see in it unless they let you see it. I'm shaking. They don't let you see in it unless they want you to see in it. And as soon as I felt that, this being popped into my face. And yes, they do look like they're tribal. They're tribal. And he looked at me and he said, home. And immediately I started panicking and crying, and I have never felt so in need of not being here. Holy shit. I went into like a panic, like an emotional panic, and I told him, you've got to stop, like you got to back off. I can't handle this energy because I'm crying. What the hell?
Okay, but I think my other guest may disagree with you. Elaine, now you had another date in mind.
According to my source, the end of the world will be on February 14th in the year 2016.
Valentine's Day. Bummer. Where'd you get your date, Elaine?
I received this information from an alien. As I told my husband, it was in the Paramus Holiday Inn. I was having a drink at the bar, alone, and this alien approached me. He started talking to me. He bought me a drink, and then I think he must have used some kind of a ray or a mind control device because he forced me to follow him to his room. And that's where he told me about the end of the world.
So your alien had a room at the Holiday Inn, Paramus.
It might have been a room on the spacecraft made up to look like a room at the Holiday Inn. I can't be sure about that, Peter.
Of course not. And that is the whole problem with aliens, is you just can't trust them. Occasionally you meet a nice one, Starman, E.T., but usually they turn out to be some kind of big lizard.
Some of these people believe, like this YT woman on TikTok stating that she communicated with Ciatlas, right? I'll start at verse 3. He who kills a bull is as if he slays a man. He who sacrifices a lamb as if he breaks a dog's neck. He who offers a grain offering as if he offers swine's blood. He who burns incense as if he blesses an idol, just as they have chosen their own ways, keyword, own ways, and their soul delights in their abominations, so will I choose their delusions. Like the series I have on TikTok and YouTube, Delusions of Grandeur, right? He chooses their delusions.
May 7th, and I have another message from the aliens. I'm an interdimensional communicator, and today I have a message from Alien Source, and then I have a message from God Source, which is part 3 of our lesson in discernment. First, Alien Source gave me an update on Ciatlas. As usual, he gave me his message telepathically. I converted it into words on my iPad, checked in with him, and now the message is ready for you.
Right? And bring their fears on them. Let's read that again. So will I choose their delusions and bring their fears on them. All these delusional people talking about the Ciatlas. You got some of them claiming to be Israelites and many other things. Okay.
All right, this might sound weird, but last night I had a very interesting experience. I set my intention to connect with Ciatlas itself. Not the Lyrans, not any beings connected with it, just specifically the ship. And I saw it in my mind's eye, and as I connected with it, suddenly my consciousness shifted, and I felt this extreme expansion. And the energy of connecting with it almost felt like what I would imagine connecting with a whale would feel like. I know that sounds kind of weird, but it was just this ancient, wise, super clear expansion in my consciousness. This thing is alive. It is conscious. It is an organic ship. And I've never swam with dolphins. I hear it's very profound, so I imagine this would be kind of similar.
So now we're in the book of Jubilees, chapter 15, and I read this plenty of other times in my series, Delusions of Grandeur, and other different videos. But the Most High is not dealing with the other nations. Right here it states, Israel subject to the Most High alone, the other nations to angels, meaning what? These angels are deceiving these nations because those people are believing that they're talking to, the main source. Most likely they're being misled. And that may be predestination to certain people. And verse 28 reads, And do thou command the children of Israel, and let them observe the sign of this covenant for the generations as an eternal ordinance, and they will not be rooted out of the land. For the command is ordained for a covenant, that they should observe it forever among all the children of Israel, meaning what, the 12 tribes, right? Verse 30, For Ishmael and his sons and his brothers and Esau, the Lord did not cause to approach him, and he chose them not because they are the children of Abraham, because he knew them as well, right? But he chose Israel to be his people, okay? And he sanctified it and gathered it from amongst all the children of men, for there are many nations, key word, many nations and many peoples, and all are his, the totality, right? And over all has he placed spirits and authority to lead them astray from him. So not everyone's getting the correct information, right? You have a lot of people out there that have inflated egos or believe that, the main source is talking specifically and directly only to them. This is how a lot of people get caught up into cults, whether it's Christianity or it's certain Hebrew camps or Israelite camps or whatnot. And I'm not knocking the brothers, but you got some doctrines out there that are kind of thrown off. But in totality of it, this covenant or bloodline was way before our existence. And no man or group or cult can take away that covenant that was bestowed upon you or your bloodline. Okay? I mean, a lot of people have to realize that. It tells you in the book of Ecclesiastes the whole duty of man, right? Verse 32 states, But over Israel he did not appoint any angel or spirit, for he alone is their ruler, and he will preserve them and require them at the hand of his angels and his spirits, and at the hand of all his powers, in order that he may preserve them and bless them, and that they may be his, and he may be theirs from henceforth forever. Okay? So at the end of the day, it's hard for me personally to take seriously at times what Caucasians or Edomites say. This is why I made the series Delusions of Grandeur. And don't get it twisted, there are Hebrews or Negroes out there that are in that category as well, Delusions of Grandeur, who prophesy or believe that they are something bigger than what they are, or people that believe that they are gods. You're not a god if you're not feared. If I can put a bullet in you, you're not a god.
Okay, I just finished a hypnosis session today, and there was a message from an alien being in the session, and they wanted to share with the public about Ciatlas. So here it goes. It said, everyone is speculating right now about it, and it's true. The energies being emitted from Ciatlas are affecting and penetrating the earth, and there is a reason why we're having this conversation today. 10/29/2025. They said today is a powerful day. The world is about to shift. Consciousness is going to take a level up, and people are going to be waking up, and it's time for the awakened ones, the first wave, to boot up. It says it's time to really stand in each of our power and be honest and true to yourself and be the pillars for humanity. Humans are going to be very scared and shaken up. We recommend that since the veil is thinnest tomorrow, the 30th, they recommended sitting down and really putting out the intention to connect with the energies. In meditation, they said evening time meditation would be the most powerful. So that's something you guys may want to put on your to-do list. And they said ask for guidance and being shown how this is all going to affect your lives and what to do with this energy. And it says if you feel like visiting Ciatlas, put out the intention and go into a nice deep meditation. It says, they said from now until December, the energies from Ciatlas are penetrating the earth, and we should be feeling it. And some of us are going to be feeling very blissful, which is funny that I used that word today in my meditation. And it says, for those of us doing the work, the energy is going to feel blissful. But for those who are not in alignment, this may be a very challenging time. They said it's important to hold your sovereignty, hold your light, and anchor the light. And they said, and also please enjoy. Enjoy and receive these energies. Accept them with intention. Accept them, and know that you are, and that Earth is very, very much supported, and that Ciatlas is here to help with Earth's ascension, and the motherships will be visible by December. And it said, yes, we're saying December. We're saying a day or a month, December. So they said, and I was like, so you said by December, so it could potentially happen in November. And the being said, yes, see, words matter. So that's something to hold into our pocket.
So number one, the Most High sends Strong's delusion or confusion. Now back at this verse, Isaiah 66:4, I will also choose their delusions, and I will bring their fears upon them, because when I called, none did answer. When I spake, they did not hear, but they did evil before my eyes, and chose that in which I delighted not. Here the Most High himself says he will choose their delusions, meaning he allows people to believe lies or fall into madness as punishment for rejecting his voice.
And you did all that because a voice in your head told you to.
Yes, I did.
Now we're in 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 10 through 11, because they received not the love of the truth, that they might be saved. And for this cause the Most High shall send them strong delusion, that they should believe a lie. This is a New Testament confirmation of Isaiah 66:4. The Most High sends delusions on those who reject truth, especially in the end times. So there's a lot of people out here with theories and speculations and raptures and all this nonsense, right? Number two, nations given over to confusion and madness. Deuteronomy 28:28. And the Most High, Yahweh, will smite thee with madness and blindness and astonishment of heart. This was part of the curses upon Israel, but the same spiritual principle applies to all the nations that rebel, confusion, and blindness as judgment. Now we're at Psalms 9:15 through 16. The heathen are sunk down in the pit that they made, in the net which they hid in their own foot taken. The Most High is known by the judgment which he executed. The nation fall into their own traps, a divine confusion or delusion. So now we're at Psalms 83:1 through 4 and 13 through 17. Keep not thou silence, O God. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people. O my God, make them like a wheel, as a stubble before the wind. Fill their faces with shame, that they may seek thy name, O Lord. Here the prayer is for the Most High to confound the nations that conspired against Israel. Meaning what? You so-called Negroes or black people. These people have conspired against you, right? Causing their plans to collapse, right? So all our people that are scattered across the world, regardless of skin tone, whether you're swarthy, tawny, light skin, etc. If you are of the bloodline, this ain't a black or white thing. Those are misnomers. So right here, number one, the blindness removed from Israel. And also precept to that, Baruch 2:30. In the land of our captivities, we shall remember ourselves. Isaiah 29:18 through 19. And in that day shall the deaf hear the words of the book, and the eyes of the blind shall see out of the obscurity and out of the darkness. The meek also shall increase their joy in the Lord, meaning what? Yahweh. And the poor among men shall rejoice in the Holy One of Israel. After delusion and blindness, Israel's eyes are open to understand the scriptures again. And we see this on TikTok, YouTube, etc. And of course, you have the other nations or the heathens and their theories or prophecies. You see them all throughout TikTok claiming to have communication, etc.
Hi, more stuff on Ciatlas. Well, last night and the night before, I thought, well, I want to communicate with them like what happened earlier in the week, where something communicated with me. So rather than me beaming aboard the ship or remote viewing to the ship, as some people have been doing, I wanted them to come to me. So earlier on in the week, I got a visit by something I was not expecting, but I think it manifested wrong. It came to me as something quite scary, which I have to say I got over the fear quite quickly. Once it came to me, there was this light that appeared and it looked guilty, it looked afraid, it modulated something, and then I woke up. That was very real, let me tell you. So I'm thinking, no, I'll tell you what, I'm just going to be here to receive. I'm not going to try and remote view a ship or a thing that is on the other side of the sun. I'm not going to try and do that, but I am going to remain open to any signals that are being broadcast. So yeah, last night I did it, the night before I did it, just to see what would happen. I remember the night before, I was becoming a receiver of a signal. And basically, in my lucid dream, I was back at this college again that I was at the night before. It was a college, right? And there were people there, and they had crystals and they had lovely cloaks, and they were absolutely gorgeous. Maybe this was the ship, who knows? It was a college as far as I know. And they wanted me to receive something from them, right? Like a stream, like a live stream from them, and relate it to the people. Okay, now I'm going to say this to you, right? I really don't think that makes me special. So please do not respond to me with things like ego this and ego that, because I really am not. I'm just relaying a dream that I had. Okay, I'm just relaying the dream. They wanted me to receive this streaming like a signal and relay it to the people, and that I could bring other people into the fold. Okay, that's fair enough. That's just a dream, okay? It might be a dream, might be more than a dream, but we all know that dreams aren't just woo-woo and fantasy. We know that dreams are something different, something that we don't understand fully yet. I accepted that. Then last night, I said, I want to contact them again. I'm ready, and I'm ready to receive. So I went into the state of reception to receive whatever was coming. And this time I found myself on the same street that I dreamed of earlier in the week. Now, earlier in the week I had this dream about the millions of eyes going on for infinity. And I went into one of the eyes, focused on it, and it made it bigger, obviously, went into it, found myself on a street. Same street, right? It's a lovely street. It's somewhere in the world. I'm not exactly sure where, but it was on the street. It was every ethnicity in the world that you can think of. Men, women, children, creed, colour, whatever you want to call it. They were all there in the street having a big party, because we were sending a signal, a collective signal. Yeah. See, last night before I went to sleep, I had this very surreal experience that I was going to send a signal. I am a signal, that me, Shirley, may have been replicated many, many times, and I may have been played many, many times. So, the same thing being replayed and replayed and replayed, like a recording, like a digital person. I might have been replayed many, many times. And it was quite surreal. I understand that. I mean, it was far different to anything that I'd ever experienced before. And I went to sleep. I went to bed, and I was like, I'm ready to meet them. I'm ready to meet them again. This time, I was on the street. Many, many ethnicities, many, many people. And we collectively sent a signal to deep space. That's what we did. Now, it's going to hit off the relays. The relays, that's what they are. Yeah, your Ciatlas, Swan, all the other relay stations, to get back to something else. So we sent that signal collectively in our minds for all the great and fantastic instruments that we have. There was a biological signal we were sending. Thoughts, your own brain. Yeah, and I swear the atmosphere was just incredible. The people, every ethnicity you can think of, yeah, and creed and colour and religion and whatever else. We were all there, like having a big street party. That's what we were doing, to send the signal. Now, my brain interpreted it like this. I don't interpret it like an environment, yeah? But I think that they sent a signal to us and we sent it back to them. The other experiences I've had through the week where I met something or someone called Alacasta, that was the name it gave me. But I've also met one named Bo as well. And Bo wasn't nearly as scary, trust me. So I met two of them. I met Bo earlier this year and he's been kind of teaching me things. I say teaching, I say like I've been getting transmissions, so to speak. I've been getting things where to decode certain mysteries and certain ancient mysteries that have just become myth and legend. Things like King Arthur and the Holy Grail, and it all leads back to the Ark, right? The Ark, right? Everything that I've been researching, everything that's coming to me, I keep coming back to the Ark. Ark of the Covenant, yeah, and Noah's Ark, yeah. And one of the things that they've been told recently about Noah's Ark and the Ark of the Covenant is they're the same one, yeah. And in Noah's Ark, the story is about a rainbow as well, the rainbow that appears, that arc in the sky, right, the spectrum, yeah, that's very important. Yeah, that is a promise. The rainbow is always a promise, right? So, promised land. Once again, there's this thing about land, promised land, and I don't think it's how we've interpreted it. I really don't. If we're looking at Noah's Ark as a ship, we're not talking about a ship on water, right? We're talking about an ark and a different kind of water. That ocean, yeah, space. And last night, I was also given this revelation here. We used to call them Aryan, right? And I'm not talking about the World War II, stupid interpretation of what an Aryan is. I am not talking about that. That's tainted the whole thing. We're talking people from Iran, or at least that's where they were. They were in Iran, Aryan. And associated with that is the god Ares. Ares, Aryan. Now, I know you don't automatically make that link, Ares, Aryan, but let me tell you more. Ares became Mars, right? Therefore, the Aryans became Martians, okay? Martians, yeah. So, we always think a Martian is an alien, right? And it's from Mars. Because that's where they first came. When they came here the first time on what we call Ciatlas, the Ark, they were in Mars, you see. Mars can no longer support life, so they came here to Earth. And then they went away again, they're coming back again. Because there's an upgrade coming. It's a consciousness upgrade, right? They go away, they come back physically, yeah. That's the kind of thing I got. So the big clue here is Aryans or Martians. And no, we're not talking about World War II Aryans. Please do not think that. Right? It's something completely different. That was the lie to confuse you. Okay? That's my 2 cents for the day.
When the being popped in my face and he said home, I have never, besides really trying to explain hyperventilating, I have never felt that before. It was like, don't leave me type feeling, don't leave me. Here. I don't know what he's saying. He's saying here. Oh, lots of information. If I have more, I'm gonna say it because this is freaking fascinating and I'm blown away by my physical response. Wow.